What's up, man? I know you probably like, damn, this nigga is not supposed to be consistent. Like, I'm acting strange. I got a video, John Cena versus The Rock. Apparently the beef is real, man. Let's see what they talking about.
On the surface, it seemed like the beef between John Cena and The Rock was nothing more than a typical scripted WWE segment. However, Cena would later admit that it was personal, and he meant every hateful thing he said about The Rock.
So it became a real feud between you and The Rock.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is the part where I'm supposed to say, I look forward to WrestleMania because I personally respect The Rock. I don't.
Now, it's interesting that Cena claimed to not respect...
Nah, sorry to pause so quick, but I used to love WWE. I don't watch that shit no more. RIP my nigga John Cena career right now. It's over with right now. And he did lose his last fight. But I remember John Cena versus The Rock, bro. John Cena versus The Rock was iconic. John Cena versus everybody was iconic. Really, think about it. The big niggas versus other big niggas was always iconic, to be honest. So
The Rock when he followed his exact career path, becoming a WWE superstar, then leveraging that fame to secure opportunities in mainstream Hollywood productions. The Rock was loved in the WWE, but after he abandoned the business, he slowly ruined his public perception with his repetitive mediocre movies, pathological lies, hyperinflated ego, and
before Rock dropped Smashing Machine, I don't know if you've seen it, really good movie. The Rock he's a typecast. That nigga, you really can't see that nigga as no goddamn, no nigga hacking into a system. You see what they did to Ice Cube when they tried to get him to be a fucking hacker. He's a fucking cop or a gangster, bro. Either or. The Rock is a buff nigga in every movie.
Stripping all of his humanity to become a walking advertisement. John Cena was one of The Rock's original haters, and he saw right through The Rock's phony character long before you and I did. And since then, he seemingly assessed all the mistakes The Rock made and now has the perfect blueprint of what not to do. And it's working perfectly. As The Rock's reputation is at an all-time low, and his movies are bombing left and right, Cena's career is on a strong upward trajectory with no signs of slowing down.
I just think that's like, also I think that's just The Rock picking the wrong movies. Like, he is a WWE superstar, and WWE superstars are basically, to kids, they're kind of like superheroes. They got finishers, they got charge ups, basically. So I feel like he just chose action movies. He went from an action performance to another action performance, I think that's where he fucked up.
Today we are going to analyze exactly how John Cena stole The Rock's legacy, becoming the actual people's champion. Cena and Rock had nearly the exact same experience upon entering the WWE. They both desperately needed a rebrand since fans were not connecting with the character or lack of character they presented. Starting with Dwayne Johnson making his WWE...
Man, no Diddy, bro, but The Rock's glow up, because who the fuck is this nigga? This ain't Dwayne Johnson. No, this is Dwayne fucking Johnson. This ain't The Rock.
WWF debut as Rocky Maivia in 1996. Nicknamed the Blue Chipper, Johnson was hyped as the WWF's first third-generation wrestler, as his father and grandfather led a historic wrestling bloodline. Rocky became the company's Intercontinental Champion and wrestled his first WrestleMania match within months of entering the promotion. However, fans did not accept him with open arms.
Rocky sucks!
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it.
I think I'm good.
Meet Base 44.
Imagine me not giving a fuck.
WWF fans became increasingly hostile towards Maivia, with chants of "Die Rocky Die" being heard during his matches. Cena also had a tough time with the crowd in the beginning of his career. John made his WWE television debut on SmackDown in 2002 by answering Kurt Angle's open challenge. When asked what quality made him capable of being a superstar, he infamously responded that he had ruthless aggression, and then put on a well-thought match against one of the company's best technicians.
In the fucking WWE 2K generic attires.
Despite his good looks, babyface appeal, and being built like an absolute house, Cena was not resonating with fans, and there really wasn't much to like. He looked and felt like when you create a My Player in a video game and don't have any upgrades unlocked. Even though wrestling is scripted, how the fans react to the show is entirely real. Wrestlers can either lean into the fact that fans hate them and become the villain, villain, aka turn heel, or try to figure out a way to get the crowd on their
That's how I used
side.
to be a
Both men
WWE
felt their
connoisseur.
career was on
Everybody
the
would.
ropes, and both of them had a drive for success like no other. However, this is where Dwayne and John chose different paths. In August of '97, Dwayne deaded the Rocky Maivia name and referred to himself in the third person as The Rock. He had officially turned heel. Now portraying a self-absorbed narcissist, The Rock
Now this is when he like this is when he hit his stride.
regularly insulted the audience, fellow wrestlers, and interviewers whenever he could. The Rock mastered the
became
art of cutting
iconic.
promos, whether he was delivering one of his signature catchphrases
promo
like, "If
wrestler
you
ever."
smell what The Rock is cooking," or roasting his opponents in backstage interviews. He had the crowd fully immersed into the world he created. It was hard for The Rock to remain heel because the crowd loved him too much, which led to him dubbing himself the People's Champion. In order to stay heel, he aligned himself with Vince McMahon, who was unanimously hated by the fans as he represented the evil wrestling corporation.
Vince McMahon, I don't know if you've seen that documentary, but we'll watch some shit about Vince McMahon. Apparently this nigga a bad guy.
Became the perfect setup for The Rock to feud
used to
with
fuck with him,
Stone
though.
Cold Steve
Used to.
Austin, who was easily the fan favorite, plus he was already in a vicious battle with Vince. The Rock and Stone Cold's rivalry could be considered the greatest feud of all time, as these two were the biggest stars in the Attitude Era, which is unanimously agreed upon as the best era for wrestling. But that's not just the fans' opinion, it's objective fact. In the late 90s, the WWE
Attitude
was at
Era.
its peak in average viewership and ratings. It was looking like The Rock was going to steamroll into the 2000s and have a career as dominant and long-lasting as Hulk Hogan. Then he did the unthinkable. At 32 years old, while he was still the #1 draw in the WWE, he retired from wrestling and pursued a full-time Hollywood career. Some criticized The Rock, saying that he turned his back on the fans that made him.
Niggas, keep it honest, that Vince McMahon shit, a part of why CM Punk, I don't know if y'all know CM Punk, part of why CM Punk left, they wasn't paying my nigga. My nigga was losing too, I think. I think it was a story. He was tired of losing. And wrestlers, unless you the top of the top of the top, especially back then, you wasn't making shit. You wasn't making nothing. So yeah, go be
And John
Scorpion
Cena
King.
made sure he would not make this same mistake. Right around the same time that Rock quit, Cena unintentionally saved his wrestling career in what can only be described as divine intervention.
Or
On the
what is
tour
it?
bus
I forgot what
overseas,
his
some
name
of the
was.
guys are freestyling in the
Or
back.
Thugonomics.
I just went in the back and waited for my turn and joined in, and just did the best I could to try to unleash the fury. And at the front of the bus was Stephanie McMahon. She was head of writing at the time. She was like, "How did you remember all
Stephanie
that?" I
McMahon.
kind of explained the concept of freestyling, and she's like, "Well, make something up about me right now." Sure enough, on the spot, I spit a few bars.
a
After
few
impressing
bars.
the writers, John decided to go all in on the new gimmick.
The writer's probably the bet like, ooh, what you call that? Hip hop? Oh yeah, we gotta make this show character.
Inspired by hip-hop culture, he rebranded himself into a brash, freestyle rapping, street-smart wrestler who used rhymes to insult
Street-smart
opponents
wrestler.
and hype up the crowd. He wore baggy jeans, throwback jerseys, a backwards cap, and a chain with a
Back
padlock.
then, he was lit.
You need to hit
He was
them
lit back
sit-ups
then.
too. You're not exactly the leanest. Forget seeing me, bro. You can't see your own penis.
Fans loved when Cena roasted wrestlers with his bars, but even they weren't safe from his ruthless rhymes.
That freestyle
I
was
remember
whack.
that
I
shit.
couldn't wait for it to end. I got no wife, but you got a boyfriend.
Up until this point, the WWE embraced rock music to match its gritty aesthetic. Cena promoting hip-hop was a fresh change for the business. Plus, it was culturally relevant. In the early 2000s, rappers
was
like 50
taking off.
Cent were dominating pop culture while wearing baggy clothes and rocking diamond chains that spun. Cena won the titles and redesigned the belts to match that of a famous rapper. But that wasn't the only thing about Cena that hip-hop inspired. G-Unit rapper Tony Yayo had a signature move where he waved his hand in front of his face, and that simple move would have an astronomical amount of influence on John Cena's life. You see, John Cena was not just role-playing a rapper, he actually rapped, and to prove that, he released his debut album, You Can't See Me, in 2005. The lead single, The Time Is Now, would end up becoming his iconic entrance theme music. When playing the song for his little brother, he noticed his brother doing the hand gesture while vibing.
Hey, hold on. John Cena is part of the reason why I thought that every single WWE superstar credit all their music, all their future intros. He is the reason. I thought Christian had his own intro. I thought Big Show was in the booth singing his fucking heart out. because of this nigga.
The Beat, which inspired Cena to do it on television to shout out his little bro.
50 Cent's crew had a really popular song called In the Club, and he heard it the first time.
While vibing to The Beat, which inspired Cena to do it on television to shout out his little bro.
Oh,
50 Cent's
his
crew
little bro
had a
inspired him.
really popular song called In the Club, and he heard it the first time, and instead of dancing, he did this. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Show me fucking
EVE Online is a vast.
It's like, no, everybody does this, man. Everybody does this.
not the
He's
snap.
like, you won't do it on TV. So what the hell do I gotta lose? What are you gonna do, fire me? Of course I'll do it on TV. But instead of doing this, I did this.
The phrase,
Type
you
shit,
can't
though.
see me, was his way
Took
of
the
taunting
song,
his
split me.
opponents. It's kind of
Took
like
it
saying
to
you're
another
not on our
world.
level. However, as a joke, fans took the phrase
crazy.
literally, pretending that Cena was actually invisible, leading to countless photos
I don't
and
remember
videos.
that, but I don't remember that. I remember that shit being like more recently. I'm thinking that's like more. That shit started like 2019, 2018. I don't remember that being a thing all the time, but
Where people
guess it was.
pretended to not see John
crazy.
Cena. Check any Reddit thread or comment section throughout the internet discussing Cena, and you will see some sort of joke referencing
Well, I
that they
think now-
can't see him. The
think
meme has
now.
held strong for decades. Just recently, Kai Cenat
Decades?
and I Show Speed collabed with John Cena.
has it been decades? I remember because I'm not saying this nigga research wrong or nothing, but I just was watching WWE like as a kid. Like I was locked into that shit, bro. And I don't remember the jokes being like, damn, we can't see Cena up until like recently.
Both played
I don't
into
know.
the joke.
I don't know.
Who y'all talking to? Oh, why y'all talking to?
Yeah,
y'all
even this
What?
like this
No,
was like 2 years
no,
ago.
we here with John.
Or
Where's
last
he
year.
at?
Yeah,
Where's he
this,
at?
this is stream niggas, bro. I don't know.
John Cena.
This joke new to me, bro. I don't know if this was all the
John
time.
Cena,
bro.
where's he at?
From there, the internet
Shit
took a
kinda
liking
funny.
to
Kinda
making John Cena related memes. It's hard to explain why, he's just memeable.
What kind of animal would John Cena be?
A tiger, because he has the eye of the tiger.
He does have the eye of the tiger.
Are you sure about that?
My personal favorite is Unexpected John Cena, which refers to a jump scare trend that interrupts.
John Cena!
Yeah, I remember that shit. This
And
was
while
like
some other people would likely get
2014
annoyed if they were being made fun
2015.
of by millions of people instead of being praised as the biggest, baddest dude on the planet, Cena embraces the memes, and he doesn't mind being the butt of a joke.
And I never get offended. I love hearing
That's
it.
how
I
you
think
grow.
it's extremely creative. It's something that's been in the internet cycle for so long, but it still never gets old.
John showing admiration for what most would deem as annoying is just one of the many reasons why he is seen as a man of the people. Just like The Rock, Cena quickly exploded to the top of the WWE roster and was the face of the
got
promotion.
similar
And
paths.
also, just like The Rock, he stepped into an acting
I remember,
role as
bro. Do y'all? If I don't even know if you made it this far. What we 12 minutes in? Do y'all remember that cycle of after? Because it used to come on one. WWE used to come on like one channel, and it used to be like these type of movies where it's like WWE superstars leading their own movies. I think Randy Orton had a movie. I think one time fucking Chris Jericho got a movie. Like
John
I don't
Triton
know.
from the Marine.
I don't think they ever was
WWE
good,
Films,
neither.
now known as WWE Studios, is crucial in expanding the brand beyond wrestling and into mainstream pop culture. They produced
It is.
No Holds Barred, one of the first films that helped launch Hulk Hogan's acting career. The company also co-produced
What
The
acting
Scorpion King, a film that
Shout out
introduced The
Scorpion
Rock
King.
to Hollywood. Now, the WWE hoped the Marine could do the same thing for another superstar. However,
wasn't
Cena
good.
admitted that he was not ready to step into film. It was actually Vince McMahon who basically ordered him to do it.
Vince said, hey, I got to send you to Australia. It's okay. What am I doing? He said, well, you're going to be in a movie. Okay, when? I got to send you in 10 days, but I pretty much left
Vince
us.
McMahon say jump. These niggas say how high. These niggas say how high. I know who's the boss though. I'm bullshitting.
Small meeting in his office and packed my bags.
Even though The Marine received mostly negative reviews, it garnered
Shit
over
got a
$22
60%.
million at the worldwide box office. As soon as The Rock got a
Because John
taste of
Cena was in that
Hollywood,
shit.
he planned his exit. Cena did the exact opposite. He wanted to stay in the squared circle and help boost up the industry that made him who he is.
That's right.
However, playing the role of a U.S. Marine did help Cena shed his Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick.
He not
He
Nick, though.
retired the sports jerseys
But
and
is he?
massive chains and slowed down on the rap promo.
Real question though. Nah, it's an obvious answer.
Instead, Cena
You-
flipped
I was
his
gonna ask
backwards
if you-
cap.
if you invite John Cena to the cookout, but obviously.
Ford wore dog chains and preached patriotic values of hustle, loyalty, respect. As the face of the company, Cena held the WWE's most prestigious title for a combined 793 days. He would briefly lose the belt only to make a heroic comeback and reign champion. This was strategically designed by the WWE's writers to establish Cena as a strong, never give up.
This, I don't care. And that's when I was talking about their superheroes. This is what made him like the ultimate good guy. Like he could never really truly be heel after this shit.
Hero for their younger audience, and it worked. But it also led to backlash from older fans who believed it made the matches too predictable. This spawned the Cena wins LOL meme, which has led to deep discussions of
The Rock was Superman in this universe. John Cena would be. I was gonna say Spider-Man because you can't really see Spider-Man being a bad guy. Or maybe Captain America. John Cena was Captain America. The Rock was Superman, I guess.
Cena wins LOL moments where it was obvious that his special treatment in the WWE was the only reason he won. Taking a page out of The Rock's playbook, Cena aligned himself with Vince McMahon. John said, "Vince McMahon to me is more than anyone could realize. He's a close friend, a mentor, a father figure. He means a tremendous amount to me. I don't know if I'll ever be able to conceptualize how much I love him and how much he means to me. That's why I've invested so much of my blood, sweat, and tears. I don't want to see it fall off. I want to see it be everywhere. I want to see it be larger. I want to see it have more success." Wrestling fans' perception of Cena was divided. On one hand, people were tired of seeing the same guy dominate. On the other hand, it's great that the face of the company is loyal to the brand and wants to continue to see it grow. Unlike The Rock, who retired early and left the business in the dust. Despite being a WWE superstar, Dwayne Johnson struggled to establish himself.
Don't ever put The Rock in no fucking mustache and beard goatee combo. The beard and afro combo ever again.
Being a WWE superstar, Dwayne Johnson struggled to establish himself as a leading man.
This was a stretch. That was pushing it, Rock.
And in action films, he only found financial success in family-friendly films like The Game Plan and Tooth Fairy. But they didn't challenge his acting abilities, nor was this his ideal role in Hollywood. His career took a step in the right direction with his role in The Other Guys and lead in the action film Faster. By this point, he had spent 7 years as a full-time actor.
Rock was meant to be bald, my fault.
And yes, he was successful, but he still wasn't satisfied. Lucky for him, a perfect storm was developing. The Rock got an opportunity to be a part of the Fast and Furious franchise, which was a multi-billion-dollar global movie empire. If Dwayne's role as Luke Hobbs went over well with fans, it would establish him as the global action star he dreamt of being. This is why many people believe he only returned to the WWE 7 years after his retirement to maximize his publicity and promotion power, as his return was conveniently 2 months before the release of this monumental film. Then again, the WWE needed him badly at this point, because they were a few years deep into what is now known as the PG era, and ratings were plummeting. The PG era refers to
bullshit ass lineup. Biggie Lashley, or Biggie Lashley. That nigga, I forgot that nigga name in the back. Shit, I wish I could put the mic. My dumb ass, I forgot I'm a reactor. Okay, Biggie, Lashley, AJ Styles. AJ Styles the coolest nigga out of all these niggas. I ain't gonna lie. AJ Styles, if you watch TNA, this nigga was the coolest nigga out of all these niggas. These other niggas, Ronda fucking Rousey, she got her ass beating the UFC. Now she trying to be in WWE. These other females, sorry, don't ring a bell. This nigga, he was doing backflips and shit. Forgot that nigga. This nigga just wasted potential. He just a fucking cornball now.
The WWE's shift to family-friendly TV PG programming. This change was made to appeal to a broader audience, attracting corporate sponsors and securing lucrative TV deals. This PG era negatively impacted the WWE by stripping away much of the intensity.
Sorry for keep pausing, bro. As the video already 20 minutes and we only 13 minutes and we got 17 more minutes. But this was iconic.
Unpredictability, and edgy storytelling that made the company thrive during the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras. They eliminated blood, extreme violence, and risque segments, and introduced over-scripted promos, sanitized characters, and weaker heels, making feuds feel less personal and intense.
I'm not gonna lie though, the games at this time though, I did something to stop pausing. But the games at this point, I don't know which WWE it was. I don't know if it was 12 or 13, where they had like that like story mode. That shit was peak. I want to play that shit again.
The overexposure of
wanna play it
Cena
again.
as a kid-friendly superhero alienated older audiences. The crowd would scream, "John Cena sucks," whenever he made his
I
entrance.
remember that.
So I'm writing an essay on cats.
This ain't making it no better, bro. The ass
I'm an art
was
history
really fucking
major,
us up,
and this
bro. It's not
final
me
is
positive,
due
I'm telling
on
you.
Friday.
They were fed up and disappointed with the company as a whole, so they took their anger out on
We
the
hate
top
Cena.
talent. This would have been the
Nigga would've
perfect
got
time for
punched,
Cena to
smiling at
turn
me like that
heel,
if I'm
but in
John
the
Cena.
PG era, it is nearly impossible to play a villain while still being kid-friendly. Plus, he was still the young kid's favorite. The WWE needed to come up with a villain the crowd could root for against Cena, and they brought
The
back
Rock.
one of the best heels of all time, The Rock.
Stars align.
And if you thought John Cena and The Rock's
Damn, I
beef
remember
was
that.
nothing more than a fake feud for entertainment, you'd be wrong. The Rock made his long-awaited return in February of 2011, where he announced he would be hosting the upcoming WrestleMania. During his promo, Johnson took shots at Cena. The following week, Cena responded with a rap where he mocked Johnson's acting career.
Because I wasn't talking trash, Rock. I was talking truth. You left us hanging high and dry to play a fairy with a tooth?
This feud went back and forth for weeks, with The Rock constantly embarrassing Cena by making fun of his bright-colored clothes, fake gangster persona, and kid-friendly appeal. It was then established that The Rock would face off against John Cena, icon vs. icon, billed as once in a lifetime at WrestleMania 28, making it the first WrestleMania match to be set up 1 year in advance. In the meantime, Cena continued to be the antagonist in the ring, night after night for a year straight, getting booed by fans during his feud with CM Punk. The Cena hate was not fake. The fans genuinely despised this guy. They were sick of seeing him win, and he had a chip on his shoulder. So when it came time to take some shots at The Rock, the line between reality and fiction got blurry.
You know what? Vince is probably going to find me for this one, but the only reason he came back in the first place was to promote Fast 5 and launch his Twitter account.
Cena felt like he needed to remind everyone that he was the one who stayed loyal to the business, that he helped rising talent make a name for themselves, and that he will continue to remain in the ring even after becoming a mainstream superstar. But Cena was fighting an uphill battle, and the crowd favored the legend over him. He let his personal feelings about The Rock get the best of him and committed a cardinal sin in the WWE.
Just like I don't need my notes from my promo on my wrist. Nice tattoo.
Cena called out The Rock for writing his script notes on his wrist, essentially admitting that wrestling is fake. You can.
That's kind of crazy though. Like I don't even know, cause especially in WWE, like niggas like you acting, but you want to sell it. Like so, niggas is saying really disrespectful shit. I had to get close to the mic. I ain't know if you niggas could hear me. Just got that bitch just here, but you know. But it's I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. You revealing he's reading the script off his wrist, but you also revealing you kind of breaking the fourth wall with these niggas.
See The Rock stop dead in his tracks. This was a low blow, and many wrestling fans hated that Cena broke the fourth wall because he had no other way of competing with the legend. Others saw this as him simply speaking the truth, and that Rock writing his notes on his wrist shows a lack of preparation and respect for his character in the WWE. The two continued blurring the lines between real and kayfabe when The Rock performed a concert where he mentioned Cena's rumored infidelity and divorce. Cena briefly brought back his Doctor of Thugonomics character, hoping nostalgia would win the crowd over. Cena later admitted that this was more than scripted entertainment. He actually did not respect The Rock.
I'm gonna jab this guy because I have nothing to lose. I have all the leverage. Right. I'm there every day, and I love being
Everybody
there.
always
and
on
nothing is
Howard
really
Stern
pulling
show.
me away from being there.
But were you hurt that The Rock left? In other words, were you like, hey, he shouldn't do that? You got to respect the WWE.
I guess my angle came from the fact that he was openly saying, like, I love the WWE. And I'm like, man, if you love it, why aren't you here?
This drama continued up until their highly anticipated match at WrestleMania 28. However, the match needed to be choreographed, so Cena and The Rock had to be in a private room together a couple days before the event. Expecting bad blood, Cena was surprised when The Rock was professional, poised, and enthusiastic to work with him. Cena realized
The Rock not that type of nigga, bro. Like, even when The Rock, like, I can never see The Rock doing some shiesty shit, like, on purpose. You know? Like, somebody gonna have to sell me something. Like, it's gonna have to be a video drop of somebody exposing The Rock for doing some shiesty shit, or like some shit that a nigga with bad intentions would do. Like, The Rock don't got bad intentions, I don't think.
His own ego was getting in his way and decided to do the match exactly how The Rock wanted to do it, which did end with The Rock securing the victory in front of 80,000 people in his hometown. It was a legendary moment for The Rock, and Cena did something that The Rock would never do. He apologized.
First and foremost, I went to his mom.
The Rock would
And
never
I
apologize?
said I was sorry, and I hope she understood everything that I was doing was just for business. And his mom is an ace. She was amazing. And then I went to him, and I always traveled with a jug of like pure Tennessee moonshine, and I went to him with a mason jar and said, this is kind of a tradition we have on the road now. I just wanted to share this tradition with you, but I hope you understand that everything, by the result of what just happened, I didn't put up any reluctance to take the 3 count. I didn't put up any reluctance to the finish. And I think it was in those 30 minutes that he had a greater understanding of, this kid's just a little ignorant. He was trying as hard as he could. He doesn't see the whole picture yet.
1 year later, they had a rematch at WrestleMania 29 where Cena got his redemption and won. Cena and The Rock had a respectful handshake before leaving the ring, signaling the end of their rivalry. Just like Cena predicted, The Rock left the WWE again to focus on Hollywood, while Cena continued to stay loyal to the company. The Rock and Cena's feud was the last glimmer of excitement in the WWE, as the company's sad and slow demise was ever present in the 2010s. Social media made it easier for wrestlers to diminish the illusion of characters and storylines. The roster was objectively more athletically talented, but the company seemingly abandoned all effort in storytelling. Additionally, WWE's monopoly over the industry left little competition, making the product feel stagnant.
For some reason, started pausing again. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time is like a side character, Zack Ryder. I'm pretty sure that's for everybody because like they're like superheroes, so like you could just pick those. But Zack Ryder was that nigga, bro.
Compared to the more edgy and competitive eras of the past. I don't think anyone would blame John Cena if he decided to retire at this point, but at the WWE's lowest moment, he decided he would do whatever he could to help the company. He created the US Open Challenge, where each week he would come to the ring and allow any WWE wrestler to face him for the US title instead of strictly defending his title at pay-per-view events. By defending the title weekly, Cena elevated its status while also showcasing new and rising talent, giving competitors in the locker room a platform to shine in high-profile matches. After 10 years at the top, the WWE finally decided it was time for somebody to take his spot. Cena had been relegated to a side character in major storylines. Gradually, he made less televised appearances and would sometimes disappear from programming for several weeks at a time. And that's because he, just like The Rock, was transitioning to Hollywood.
Now I use Whisperflow. I just think out loud and it creates perfect formatted text on any Apple website. Whisperflow understood what I was.
Cena appeared in the war thriller film The Wall, a tense, minimalist story set during the Iraq War, focusing on 2 American soldiers pinned down by an unseen enemy sniper. He also reprised his role as Roger in the buddy comedy Daddy's Home 2, opposite Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. He also appeared in the animated comedy film Ferdinand, where he played the main protagonist. Ferdinand was a commercial success and would be nominated for Best Animated Feature at the 90th Academy Awards. Meanwhile, the WWE's next new superstar, Roman Reigns, was quick to call Cena a hypocrite for becoming the thing that he hated about The Rock. He also claimed Cena ruled with an iron fist and used his power with Vince McMahon to constantly bury talent whenever he wanted, being handed opportunities that he didn't deserve.
I'm still here because you can't do your job.
The truth is, the WWE needed Cena, and he carried the company on his back while ratings dropped year after year. He had absolutely no problem helping new talent, trying new storylines, getting booed by the crowd. If it was helping the business, it was good with him. He remained the top guy because nobody else had the star power to take his spot. Now, it's hard to blame the individual wrestlers, as building up new talent requires great storytelling from writers, and also Vince McMahon and other corporate decision makers taking risks on guys. But at the end of the day, all of the greatest wrestlers have the ability to work a crowd and fully immerse them into their character, and it's hard to argue against Cena being one of the greats. As John exited the WWE and entered entered Hollywood, he may have learned what made everyone despise The Rock's films and decided to go into the industry with the exact opposite strategy, by first being very selective of the projects he takes on. He said, "Step one is reading something and liking the material. My poor agent will be like, they're considering you for this, and I hate being a dick about it, but I'm like, send me the material. I know you think it's a great opportunity, but if you sign me up for this opportunity and my heart's not in it, it's going to suck. I'm going to suck. Everybody is going to suffer. I'm going to hate promoting it, and we're going to set ourselves back.
Love everything
so
you do.
Send it to me and
Or
let
don't
me read
do
it.
it.
If I enjoy it, then we'll talk." This is the polar opposite of The Rock's mentality. If he doesn't love the material, he will just change the entire story to benefit him. The Rock has a contract in every one of his movies that specifically says that he cannot lose a fight on screen. He also bashed his Fast 8 male co-stars, calling them candy asses that
The first thing he tried to say, that first thing is like a bad thing. I'm pretty sure if you were somebody and you got an acting role, I'm not gonna be mad if they giving me a clause, or if I even ask for a clause. I ain't never gonna lose a fight. They're like, sure, of course, you're what you call it? Your insert name here. You're whoever whatever the fuck your name is. You would be okay with that. But this shit, some men conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals while others don't. The ones that don't are too chickens to do anything about it anyway, candy ass. That sounds like some rock shit.
screen. He also bashed his Fast 8 male co-stars, calling them candy asses that get his blood boiling because he didn't have creative control. We found out this rant was targeted at Vin Diesel specifically.
Vin Diesel? I don't know if y'all seen Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel will piss me the fuck off too. I'll be upset. Vin Diesel talks slow as hell. Vin Diesel don't be making no damn sense. I'll call Vin Diesel candy ass too.
Just to give you an idea of the type of people that will come and brainstorm with me.
He's always blowing up the spot live. Oh, come on, you're making me blush, man. Look, point it at Jordana.
What? Why does Michelle have to do that? Just because because I'm dressed beautiful these girls are? Yeah, right? It's like, come on, Michelle. Really?
Look at all those floating hearts.
Look at those floating hearts, man.
A lot of love.
So these are the characters. So look at this. So you're watching a Fast Live right now. And you're watching a Facebook Live right now, and it's got the core characters from the first film here. And it's not just their acting talent, it's not just their beauty, it's their brains and their truthfulness that we rely on when creating the next chapter, whatever the chapter is, whether it's a Fast 9 chapter or whether it's a...
Cause that nigga, y'all gotta see some Vin Diesel clips.
When a production source told TMZ, in part because Vin is a producer and has made decisions that didn't sit well with the former wrestling champ. Another source explained that Vin was having problems with The Rock because he kept showing up late for production, sometimes failing to show up at all. Even during the filming of his 2024 Christmas movie, Red One, he admitted to the criticism of him showing up 7 to 8 hours late for filming and even peeing in bottles when he wasn't near his trailer. But The Rock doesn't only throw little temper tantrums when he doesn't get his way. He once tried to restructure the entire...
I'm like, but did he throw a temper tantrum though? I'm like, the pen in the bottles, that's weird. But like, if you're not near your trailer, you acting. If he's away from people, I'm not gonna say it's nasty. It's nasty. I'm not saying it's not nasty. But it's like, I'm just not gonna be hard on him for that, you know? He's a vet. He's been acting for years, like, and he gotta pee, and he gonna pee over there so he can get back to the scene. Maybe he gotta wash his hands, hopefully. I ain't mad at him.
Entire DC extended universe just to give his role as Black Adam a more favorable outcome. Dwayne tries to sell himself as bigger than the movie, said a high-ranking Hollywood executive who asked for anonymity. He's one of the few people who always thinks he's the most important person in any situation or room.
And I would say, is The Rock doing that, or is him being in all these movies doing that? Because that nigga kinda is damn near the most important person in most of these damn scenarios. You think Black Adam was gonna do numbers without The Rock unless it had a good story, which it didn't have a good story, and I think without The Rock that shit still wasn't gonna have a good story. The only reason I was finna go see that shit, it was cause The Rock is a fucking superhero that I played with in Injustice. If Black Adam just dropped while that fucking DC that DC run was going, cause that shit was boring as fuck to me, except for the Batman movies. That nobody would have went to go see Black Adam. He was selling that movie. Nobody would have seen that shit.
Dwayne posted on his Instagram, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change, hinting that he was going to try to make Black Adam the center of the DC universe. It was revealed that the main issue behind the scenes was that Dwayne did not want Shazam to be Black Adam's rival, even though that's how the original story is written. Instead, he wanted Black Adam to fight Superman, who is a much more iconic mainstream character. Bro just wants Black Adam to be DC's Thanos and go up against Superman to lead to an eventual draw because his ego is inflated, and also he puts in the contracts that his character can't be beaten. But when John Cena got his chance,
I just feel like that's just so parasocial to even think, to even say. We don't have no idea what he was thinking during that. Like, that's why you think he want to fight Superman? Maybe he just want to fight Superman. Maybe the DC, again, to say this, like, not even to boost up The Rock or Dick Sucker, no shit. Niggas be quick to say, oh, The Rock ain't gonna let you hit. Nobody trying to hit The Rock, bro. Nobody trying to hit him. The Rock is big as hell. The Rock is a superstar. DCU, all the movies, when at DCEU, I think that was the DCEU when I think Snyder was making them bitches. Those bitches was flopping. Those bitches was ass. You needed something to shake up. This is a good character. This DCU character he got, this nigga is a good character. Peacemaker. But I don't think it has nothing to do with The Rock trying to fight Superman because the DCEU was fucking drowning.
To play a DC character, he did the opposite. He trusted the writers, directors, and actually satisfied fans with his role as Peacemaker in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
I feel like it's just so, everything that he's saying right now is just so against The Rock. Like, this, I don't think none of this don't have shit to do with The Rock. I feel like, yeah, these movies are better, but I think it's context. Whole different head of the DC movies now. Fucking James Gunn. And better writers, better writing, a better character, a different character in a different universe. I just feel like, I don't know.
Peacemaker is a violent, ultra-patriotic mercenary who is both ruthless and hilariously misguided.
It's a good movie.
With
good
Google
show.
Play Games, you can play Unlocked.
Don't show me no Clash Royale.
Unlock bigger
I'm about
screens.
to say. It's gonna show me Clash Royale on a PC.
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
They call you Peacemaker.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
He also lost the final fight in the film to Bloodsport, something The Rock would never do. Cena's performance was so good he got a spin-off TV series on HBO Max.
There you see, Batman doesn't kill people.
Because
He's a dark creature of the night.
he's a jackass who wrestles with murderers dressed like clowns and throws them in prison so they can break out of prison and then murder more people. Riddle me this. How many people you think Batman's indirectly murdered by being too much of a candy ass not to kill these fools who clearly need to be smoked once and for all, you wrinkly, Sharpay-looking dementia-infested
Beneath the bravado exterior, Cena challenged himself to portray a deeply broken man struggling with trauma, self-worth, and the toxic influence of his father.
You killed my brother!
Great show.
You killed Keith!
The Suicide Squad TV series.
You only heard about one thing. I am a piece of shit!
That's why I was confused.
I'm a piece of shit for listening to you for all those years! I'm a piece of shit for not killing you in your sleep!
John Cena is the actor Dwayne Johnson thinks he is. While The Rock tried to undermine and replace decision makers at DC Studios, John Cena praised them.
What I will say is I'm very excited about certainly the new leadership at DC because I love James Gunn as a human being and Peter Safran as well. I have the utmost respect for them as professionals. What you will see from DC in the future is the heart of James Gunn. He is not going to leave anything on the table. He will not.
I'm ready to see it too.
A vanilla movie that says move.
DCU was looking fucking amazing. Sorry to pause it. Maybe one of these days we're gonna react to all the new DCU stuff that's coming. Marvel MCU still the king of this shit. Oh, what the fuck I do? Still the king of this shit. But DCU is with James Gunn heading. I think it's gonna be really. I think it's gonna be really exciting.
Be on the end of it and then serve it to you. He will take chances. He will be
Facts.
brash. He'll do things his way, but you will get authentically his creative mind, which I think is brilliant. So whether the future of DC involves Peacemaker or not, as a fan and as a friend of James, I'm excited for the future of DC.
At this point, it seems like what Cena is doing is intentionally being the opposite of The Rock, because he said he would support DC's vision whether or not he is included in future films, whereas The Rock was asked to make a cameo as Black Adam in Shazam 2, but said no. The Rock is also a family man. And
I'm not gonna say I keep pausing. I don't pause after like every 3 minutes. But I would say that he may have said no because The Rock had Black Adam had middling reviews, and that shit barely raked in enough money to do anything, man. I'm just saying. That shit was, maybe he seen the shit was dying. Maybe John Cena can talk about how good the DCU is right now because it's good. Maybe The Rock couldn't have did that. I'm just saying.
John Cena shocked the world when he said he didn't want any kids.
I also know the investment that it takes. And my biggest fear is, as someone who's driven, many times stubborn and selfish, I try to approach the world with kindness and curiosity, but I don't think I'm personally
on the
ready,
club
nor will I
Shay
ever be, to invest the time it needs to be a great parent.
Even their Instagram accounts, which is a celebrity's main vehicle for promotion and public relations, couldn't be any more drastically different. The Rock uses his Instagram to relentlessly push his larger-than-life persona, but also tries to be relatable.
This is where I end the video, bro. Cause I think he's just overreading this. I follow The Rock on Instagram, and The Rock, Instagram is for promotion. Instagram is for whatever you want to post it. This nigga, some days he'll post the whatever alcohol he got, the tea something, Tierra Mia or whatever the fuck. And sometimes he'll post this with his bags or his daughter doing his fucking makeup. I feel like this nigga hating, bro. I feel like this nigga hating. More of the story, shit. Do what you want to do. The Rock versus John Cena was real at the time, at a point. And it doesn't matter, shit. They good now. They millionaires. Y'all gonna make $1 million too, man. Be safe.